TGIF, boys and girls. See who all jumps in here. Oh, this evening. Just posted a video that has already garnered, I would say, higher than average comments. Yeah. Seems to be a decent amount of engagement on that video. So go check it out. It is 16:30. 16:28 on a Friday afternoon. So thankfully it's not super hot. Slightly overcast, actually. Hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, make sure if you haven't watched the video I just posted, go check it out. A little bit of a controversial topic. Not controversial. It's a topic where it's a topic that I think a lot of people have strong opinions on. So just posted that video maybe a couple hours ago. What's going on, Daryl? Doing good. A little wet here in southeast Georgia. Yeah, so it's been insanely dry here in North Alabama. I mean, we're in drought conditions. We had some rain the other day, but I mean, it's like it was raining on concrete. You know, I mean, basically, I'm not gonna say it didn't do any good, but it has just been incredibly dry here in North Alabama. So we need rain and we need it badly. But it feels nice right now. In the mornings, it's been really nice here lately. So it's been it's been in the 60s, I believe, and I think coming up might have some temps. Next week, I think is showing possibly lows in the upper 50s. So really excited about that. Let's see. Well, if you look at the name of my channel, that'll give you a good indication of where I'm from. Daryl, we got 12 inches when the hurricane came through last month. Not much sense. Yeah, we didn't. We got just very little when all that kind of pushed through, and we sort of had some remnants hang out, you know, a little bit, and got very little rain. And then after that, it was absolutely nothing. So but hopefully we'll get some rain coming up soon. It's really nice though. Temps have started to drop. It's September 6th, so hunting season is right around the corner. So definitely need those temps to drop because bow season opens up in Alabama. I think bow season opens up October 1st, maybe. Need to go double check that. Zone D, I think it is. Opens up October 1st. Typically it's super hot opening day. And for a little while in October. It's still pretty warm here in Alabama. Oh, there's reloading fun. There he is. Appreciate those targets again. Hadn't made it to the range yet, but I appreciate the targets. Sounds like it's going to be colder there than up here in Minnesota. Oh, really? Dang. Daryl, I gave up on bow hunting years ago because of the heat. Yeah, so I really, really enjoy bow hunting. I probably like to bow hunt more than I like to gun hunt, actually. And so I might end up, I'll probably carry my bow some during gun season. Just depends on when I can get out and like where I'm going to go. Uh, there is some public land down close to me that I like to go to that it's a portion of it is bow only. So you can only hunt it with a bow, which is nice because that keeps, as you would imagine, that kind of keeps the pressure. I won't say at a minimum, but it keeps it lower than what it would be if guns were allowed, right? Because a lot of people, they're not into the bow hunting thing. It takes more effort, in my opinion. It takes more effort, it takes more patience. You got to put in more work because you have to find out where the deer are or where they're coming from or going to, right? So got to figure out travel patterns and all that because you have to get close enough to try to kill them. So a lot more difficult bow hunting. Tim, bow season opens September 15th in, is that Missouri? What's MO? It's not Montana. Reloading fun. You're welcome. Awesome. Missouri. Okay. Yep. September. Yeah, it opens up. It's opening up in Tennessee. It opens up, I think, coming up in a couple of weeks. I think in a couple of weekends. And you better rave how awesome they are. Oh yeah. No, when I get to the range, finally get to the range, and I can actually get some shooting done, they'll be highlighted. That's for sure. But yeah, I've been slammed lately. I mean, I've had a little bit of time. I probably could have made it to the range if I really, really wanted to, but I had a couple of things come up. If you go watch the video I just posted, maybe a couple hours ago, go watch that video. I titled it "The Ultimate Elk Rifle," and it's a little tongue in cheek, but I figured it would kind of stir up a few people, and it has so far. I mean, it's not necessarily stirred them up, but it's gotten more comments than what my videos typically get. So, just my thoughts on a hunting setup to possibly go out west on an elk hunt. Starting to put some of that into motion now. My plan, of course, it's a loose plan, is to possibly go on an elk hunt in 4 to 5 years from now. That's kind of my target. That's what I'm targeting, is somewhere in that range, 4 and beyond, right? Planning and preference points and how all that's going to work out and where I want to go. So just watch that good video. Yep, I commented on, yep, yeah, I read your comment. Comment on that one because I have the same model in 30-06. Yeah, I mean, it's a really really good platform. And I was trying to make the point in the video, which I probably didn't, because half the time I just start rambling and then don't necessarily follow through on actually hammering home the point. But part of it is, again, it comes back to, you have to have a cartridge that is capable of getting the job done, right? So you need to go identify whatever that is, whatever the case may be, whatever cartridge you want to use for whatever application you're trying to use it for. So you want to make sure it's a sufficient cartridge for that. But then when you put it into the platform itself, when you put it into the rifle system, like, I'm not going to go get a 300 Win Mag in a Howa 1500 super light. I'm not going to do it. I don't care if you have a muzzle brake or not. I'm not going to do it, right? So you have to kind of balance those things out. And I think that's really the key, because we're going down this path of like trying to get as light as humanly possible on these rifle systems, and using exotic materials and different things like that, which is great. But if you can't shoot it well, what good does it do you? So I'm not a rifle fan. Pistols are capable of all that, just a bit more difficult. Jay Peterson, hey again from Europe. Succeeded since last on sublet for expanding 370 grain. 450 Bushmaster, subsonic, lead free, 370 grain. That's a big pill. What's going on, Robert? Oh yeah, you went 2010, 2011, experience of a lifetime. I can imagine. Yeah, that's one of those things. That's sort of, again, very early stages of planning, in terms of trying to identify what cartridge I would want to take, which of course I'm going to be building a 280 Ackley improved. I mean, that's the project right now that is going to be kind of like my first custom, semi-custom rifle build. And so obviously it's not necessarily funny, but it is in a sense, because it's almost like, I do that video that I just posted and I'm like, hey, I'm somewhat of the teacher here, because I already know what's on the test, right? I already know the answers to the test. I'm throwing this out here to get feedback on what people would use, what they've had success with, what they think would be a good option. But in the back of my mind, it's probably going to be a 280 Ackley improved, unless I just decide to go a different route. It will probably be a 7mm cartridge if I had to guess. But 280 Ackley's it's in the lead right now. Jay Peterson lays down those wild boars. Oh, I bet it does. Accuracy first. Received first of 2 batches. Pulled 30 cal. 200 grain Federal Terminal Ascent bullets to load in my 3. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm guessing you got those from American Reloading. Daryl, 280 Ackley would be devastating on elk for sure. Accuracy for, I'm seeing a lot of Remington 700 long actions on Gunbroker right now. Cheap for donor action for 280 Ackley. Yep. Yeah, that would be the plan. Well, I say that would be the plan. I keep going back and forth. I haven't fully decided and or committed on it yet. I've committed on the 7mm. I've got a barrel. So I've already got a barrel, right, that's cut 7mm. So that's, I know I'm going to at least build something that is chambered in some form of 7mm. So I know that. What I cannot decide on is whether or not I want to go the route of rebarreling my Tikka T3X in 270 Winchester, or going with a Remington 700, like a donor action, like what you're saying, or going and getting a more of a custom action, right? Something like that. So I hadn't really decided yet. So there's just a lot to work out. Jeff, you can use my 338-06, but it's 11 pounds and it needs to be, I'll bet, probably kicks like a, yeah, exactly. Robert said good choice. I'm doing good. Accuracy first. No, found them on. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's the Terminal Ascent. You said it was the Yeah, the pulled. Well, you can get them on American Reloading too. They'll very rarely will you be able to look up and get the terminal ascent bullets, but I bought there on AmericanReloading.com. So they sell a lot of pulled bullets and primed brass and stuff like that. But I got really lucky. They sell what's called a premium mix of bullets in whatever diameter, you know, they have at the time. And they posted a 7mm premium mix for sale. I went in, it showed they had, I think it was 3 in stock, and I bought all 3. I'm trying to remember how many came in each box. Might have been 250. Whatever it was, I can't remember the quantity now, but I absolutely hit a home run. I posted a video about that because the haul was so good. I got a ton of the 155, I think it's the 155 grain Federal Terminal Ascent bullets, and they're in excellent shape. Absolutely, yeah, really, really good shape for pull bullets. So yeah, I hit a home run on that order. Pimp J, I very much respect, brother. Hoorah. Appreciate that. Ron. No, see, that's the thing. See, Ron already, I feel like Ron picked up on the fact that it was, so part of what was funny about making that video and posting that video is I knew it's almost like a social experiment too. It's like, hey, are people actually going to watch the video and listen to the words that are said in the video? Because I was simply just showing the rifle platform, right? Like, I feel like that Kimber 84M Hunter, I feel like that is a really, really good option to take on an elk hunt. Mine just so happens to be chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. And I did mention that, and I'm somewhat intrigued by if that video does well and gets a lot of views. I'll be interested to see who comments that very thing, because it's like, clearly you didn't listen to the video, because I even listen to what was said in the video, because I pointed out the fact that it's probably not a good option for elk. I was just talking about the rifle itself. So, but yeah, that's pretty funny. I thought y'all get a kick out of that, because like when people hear that, you know, they instantly, it's like they just, you know, they can't function, right? They just have to immediately comment, and they don't listen to anything else, or they don't, you know, don't even really listen to what's being said. They think they heard something and they commented because of that, when it really wouldn't, you know. 280 Ackley would be the right choice. Yeah, I think it'd be a great choice. Accuracy first. What other 7mm cartridge are you considering? If not the 280 Ackley, so not 7 PRC. I don't dislike that cartridge. I just like to go against the grain. Not when it comes to the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm a big 6.5 Creedmoor fan for whitetail. I think that's just about as good a cartridge as you can get. But the 3 that I have kind of identified that I would probably build something in, of course, the 280 Ackley, you've already heard that. That one, so 280 Ackley, the 7 Wisdom, and the 7 Psalm. Those 3. I'd probably build something in those 3. Now, if I just went and bought a factory rifle, it would probably be maybe 7 Weatherby mag. You know, that would get the job done too. What age did I get my first gun? I cannot remember. I was a young fella though. Luke B, fireforming brass is for the birds. I'm done. Luke, if you're still in the chat, you're still listening, I would love to know why. I'm not saying right, wrong, or otherwise. I would like to hear your opinion on that. Daryl Elliott, what's your twist on that 7 barrel if 1 in 8? You might consider a 160 Barnes. BC on that bullet is over 600. Wow, I wonder why they're pulling premium. So yeah, no, reloading fun. I would like to reach out to somebody over there to figure out how they get their hands on this stuff. And to your point, why are they pulling? Because I bought a bunch of those Hornady CX bullets too, and they sell the stuff to the point where like it is massively discounted over buying the bullets brand new. Which of course, you know, there's going to be some pull marks here and there and all that. I got it, but and the primed brass, you can go buy primed brass from them, and depending on the cartridge that they have in stock, like 270 Winchester, 6.5 Creedmoor. It's like, why would you go buy? If you're a reloader, why would you go buy other brass that then you have to put a primer in when you can just go buy that? It's like federal primed brass or Hornady primed brass. It's already there. Nosler primed, you know, brass. Why would you go buy anything else? Just load up on that. It just, I don't know. I would love to know how they get that stuff, how they get it, where they get it from, like how they're making money on that, because they sell that stuff for really, really good prices. The twist rate on the 7mm barrel that I have is not a 1 in 8. It is not. I believe it's a 1 in 9. I'll have to go back and look. Yeah, I'm a little far behind here. I'm getting a little behind. Yeah. Barrel is 9 twist. Yep. Accuracy first. You're right. Luke B. What are you talking? Yeah. Sorry, I'm running behind. I'm getting tied up on stuff. Do I listen to Elvis Presley? Can't say that I do. Oh, nice. Yeah, Bill. Yeah. I think, were you the one that commented, or you were asking about the Mech Marksman, like the stand that goes with it? Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback on that Mech Marksman. I think you're gonna like it as much as I do. Me and my brother both. So I have, and I think CW Longshot has one also, but absolutely love that press. Absolutely love that press. For a single stage press, it's probably, in my opinion, again, just all my opinion, probably one of the best single stage presses you can buy. I'm a huge fan of the Redding Big Boss 2 press, but the Mech Marksman, just how it has that open face on it, huge fan of that press. So Jeff, go ahead and do I'm gonna do the 280 Ackley. It's an amazing cartridge, so I'm definitely gonna do that. It's just now I'm thinking, you know, there's possibly other stuff I want to build as well. If you build a 280 Ackley like I did, make sure your barrel is SAMI versus a SAMI match chamber. I have the match version, and it doesn't play well with Nosler ammo and brass. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Patrick, howdy. What's going on, Patrick? Reloading fun. A 7 SAUM would be a nice cartridge, I think. Good velocity with a ton of recoil, without a ton of recoil. Yeah. No, I think that would be a good one to play around with. So why not? Patrick, had you seen that Once Fired brass sight before? They always have the Norma 6.5 Creedmoor. Are you talking about the Once Fired brass sight? I'm not sure what sight you're talking about. Yes. Okay, Bill. Yes, you asked about it. Good deal. Most rifle builders have standard 280 Ackley reamers, but that is a good point. Patrick, I love my T7. Oh, I love the Redding T7 is That's an awesome turret press. I had one, so I had a Redding, kind of to close the loop on the single stage press thing. So I've had a couple of Lee single stage presses. I've had a Redding Big Boss 2 single stage press. I used the Frankfurt Arsenal coax press for a little while, but that was a loaner from Mr. Big Guns. That was just to test out. It was just test out, make some content on it, and give it back to him. Used that for a little while. I've had a Redding T7 turret press. I've got a Hornady. What is it? The Hornady Classic Lock and Load single stage press, but I haven't even mounted it and never even used it. I would like to actually sell the thing and get rid of it. I'm not a fan of the RAM, the cam over, and like the RAM system in that press. How it sort of raises, it like raises to the top, and then the RAM slightly lowers down at the complete end of the stroke. It's just, I'm not a fan of that. So not gonna use that press. It just came with a whole setup that I bought off a guy. And so to say that, but I love the Mech Marksman out of the single stage presses that I've used and tried. That's been my favorite so far. Now back to the 280 Ackley and getting one built. The gunsmith that I'll be taking it to, or the rifle builder that I'll be, that'll build my 280 Ackley, that's, from what I understand, that's like his favorite cartridge. And so I think he's got the 280 Ackley stuff dialed in. He's built several for Derek McMurray. You'll see Derek comment. He normally joins these live streams. Reloading fun, 280 Ackley would be sweet. Yes, it would. Here's the first 280 Ackley. No need to Fireform brass anymore. You can buy Peterson, Nosler, Federal. Yep. Yeah, and I'd probably buy Peterson would be the brass that I would like to buy. I like Peterson brass. They make a lot of good stuff. That said, with my stash of Norma 280 Remington ammo, I did use that to get some rounds in my 280 Ackleys, and the brass is great. Good stuff. Jeff, I've stayed with the turret presses. Accuracy first. I'm here. Oh, Derek, is that you? Oh, so your accuracy first. Change the name. Oh, well, cool. Okay, so change my handle. Yep. I ended up having to change, what was it? No, I had to go open up an email account because I'll be getting I'm working on getting a website built for this kind of stuff, in case anybody cares about that or would like one. But I would like to actually have a website that has a little more purpose behind it and a little more use to it, right? If you end up going there, I don't want it to just be a, hey, here's the website if you want to go buy a hat, that's cool. So working with a guy right now, try to figure out what that looks like. But they have the Norma brass. Yeah, and Norma brass is good stuff. I've used it in 243 Winchester, and it's really good stuff. I don't have anything bad to say about it. So but yeah, the 280 Ackley is going to be, that's going to be a dynamite cartridge. So you have 4 Ace barrels that shipped today. Jeez Louise. The accuracy first armory. is what it should have been called. All are in factory Tika, Sporter, Contour, direct replacements. Oh, nice. Nice. I've never heard of Ace, so that's news. That's a new, which of course, it shouldn't surprise anyone. Like, I've never really gone down the path of having rifles built. All are 7mm, 3 are 1-9, one's 1-8 twist. Oh, nice. Patrick, that MP620 powder is hard to get. Is it really? I'm glad I bought an 8-pound jug of it. Ace are the new kid on the block, cut rifle. Oh, they're cut. That's interesting. What barrel are you going to use on your Bill Krieger or Bartline? Maybe negative. It's K&P, right? Accuracy first. It's K&P barrel, and they're out of Idaho, maybe? I can't remember. Yep, K&P. It's German steel, but they're based out of somewhere up northwest, I think. They're always out at American Reloading. Yeah, well, South Dakota. Okay, I knew it was somewhere out there. Keep your eyes out for it, because I actually really, really like that powder. I've only really used it in 270 Winchester, but it's supposed to be comparable to Reloader 19. So anywhere you use Reloader 19, MP620 should be a pretty good alternative for you. And the fact that it's way cheaper than Reloader 19. 7mm 08 as well. It'd be a good 30-06 powder. And I was looking, it's actually a good, I can't remember the cartridge now that I was looking at. But that's the other thing too. I kind of find myself doing this from time to time, is if I'm looking at something new, I've been looking at the Cabela's used gun page quite a bit lately, and I'll see something that kind of piques my interest, and I will then go and look up load data for it. And I'm like, hey, if I've got a lot of the powders that are suitable for this cartridge, that might be something that I would want to go buy. So it's kind of, I look at it that way. Accuracy first with the Ace barrel, going with 280 Ackley's, converting some 30-06s, and one will be a 708. Nice. Are those barrels button rifled? I am not sure. The cut rifled. Okay, the K&P. Wait, are you talking the Ace or the K&P? The Ace barrels are cut rifled. Not sure on the K&P. Accuracy first. I reckon I'll go either 7 rim mag or 7 PRC with the 8 twist. Oh, now that would be interesting to do the Acer cut. That would be very interesting to do a 8 twist 7 rim mag. That would be interesting. K&P or cut also. Reloading fun. K&P or cut rifle. And that's the thing, like, because I've actually thought about there's Reloading Quest. So by the way, guys, we all have to pause what we're doing and congratulate Reloading Quest on his incredible hunt of a lifetime in South Africa. I'm assuming you just got back, or you got back within the past couple of days. I've been seeing all the pictures, man. That's absolutely incredible. That's awesome. Looks like you had a ton of fun out there. Killed a lot of really cool stuff. So, accuracy first. If I go 7 rim mag, it will be extended throat. Yeah, exactly. 8 twist, 7 rim mag with a long throat. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to build one, that would probably be the way to go. Got back a day ago. Man, talk about a long travel process. Oof. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's going to want to see videos. So I've seen all the pictures that you've been posting. So people are going to want to see videos. I saw where I think it was Hootie Who. He's also been putting out some South Africa content also. He got back a few days ago. No, I think Hootie Who went with a different group. I think Zach was out there with I think it was Hornady and the Horizon Firearms guys. I don't know who Hootie Who was out there with. Oh, you did go with him. Yeah, okay, yep, to Hornady and Horizon. Got it. Yeah, all the pictures looked incredible. A lot of cool animals too that you were able to kill, so that was pretty neat. They all looked way different than a white-tailed deer, I'll tell you that much. .80 grain ELDX out of the 22 Creedmoor and 22 ARC. Put the hammer. That's good stuff. Yeah, I know that's what I mean. Was that the only was that the only two cartridges you shot the whole time you were there? 22 Creed and 22 ARC, or did you shoot anything else? Yes, same guy. Reloading Fun. He just changed. He changed his name. Accuracy first. Going to be in the 40s here tomorrow. Got to be at the range when they open. In the 40s. Wow. Nice. Yeah, it's you can definitely tell. I mean, fall is kind of rolling in. Of course, it's still hot during the day, um, but like early in the morning, late in the evening, we've had a few days here lately where that humidity's been a little bit lower than normal, or than what it typically is, and it feels awesome. Trying to decide what to take and shoot. Yeah, well, good luck. It's 105 in California. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, we had a stretch last week. I think we were like 100. It was like 3 or 4 days in a row last week. We went from it kind of started to cool off a little bit. It was like in the upper 80s, low 90s, and then it ratcheted up to like 100. Same thing, super hot. And then now this week, it's kind of started to dip back down just a little bit. I think we're going to have some lows in the upper 50s this week, which is going to be incredible. Reloading Quest shot game from 37 yards to 512. I bet that was awesome. High of 68 tomorrow. Oh, I'm jealous. 75 there now. Reloading Quest 91 in Washington. Ugh. Yeah. Patrick, you sound like you travel as much as I did when I worked for the Lockheed F-35 program. I do travel a decent amount. I do travel a little bit. I'm home this week and next week, and then I'm on the road again. Which is part of the reason why, like, I've actually got a decent amount of stuff loaded up that I need to shoot. I just haven't been able to get to the range. So I thought I might be able to get over there today. It didn't work out that way. Your barrels are coming from Spokane, Washington. Nice. My dad's a retired engineer. He's traveled the world. I bet he has. Excuse me. I would definitely like to do a little more traveling Oconus than what I've done so far. I love to travel. Some people, they're like, nope, hate traveling, hate going places, hate flying, hate dealing with airports, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's part of the travel process. I kind of, you know, it is what it is. Something doesn't go our way, delayed, absolute disaster, you know, trying to get from point A to point B, absolute pain. It happens. It's not always going to go smoothly. You're hitting the range tomorrow to shoot 7 PRC and 30-06. Nice. Now you gotta get it. You gotta get it dialed in for hunting season. You gotta come back to the States and get everything dialed in. Missile Command, 7 PRC and 30-06. Good idea. Yeah, I've got. Let's see. I've got 3 6.5 Creedmoor rifles now that I need to shoot. So 2 of them are mine. One is a project I've actually already worked on and developed a hunting load for, but I went back to my buddy at church and I was like, hey, bring that back. I want to try something different. So I'm gonna try a different. I'm gonna actually try those 130 Hornady CX bullets, those pull bullets that I got. I'm actually gonna try those in that rifle and see how they shoot. May take a couple of 308s also. Patrick, 2 years ago I was in Israel. Got a Harley t-shirt to prove it. Nice. From the Harley store there in Tel Aviv. Yeah, you've got 3 6.5 Creedmoors. Nice. What bullet? All Tikas. Imagine that. I know. That's shocking. I find that so hard to believe. You don't own a 6.5. I was looking at getting a PRC. 6.5 PRC. 6.5 Creedmoors really shocked me. I've not seen one that is inaccurate. That's kind of been my experience also. You know, it's generally speaking, it's been the most forgiving and the easiest cartridge to load for, just in my experience and what I've owned and what I've like worked on project wise for other people. The 6.5 Creedmoor has been the absolute easiest to get to shoot well. So reloading fun. I just finished loading 150 rounds for your F-class match tomorrow. I don't know if that was reloading fun. Yeah, exactly. Good luck tomorrow, though. Actually, I have 4. Totally forgot the clearance rim 700. I got it Rural King. Nice. Now, that's definitely a steal. You just go rebarrel that thing in something else. I have heard it's easy to load for. No, it is. It's absolutely. I mean, I don't know how many I've actually reloaded for at this point, how many different rifles, chambered and 6.5 Creedmoor I've loaded for, but it has been absolutely the easiest cartridge to load and get shooting well. And when you pair it with something like, you know, the 125 grain McGuire Ballistics solid copper bullet, or the 127 grain Barnes LRX, or the 130 grain CX from Hornady, you know, where you can kind of get your velocities up there a little bit. And with a solid copper, I mean, you turn it into a pretty deadly combination there on game. There's a guy I met at the range, actually. He moved here from Colorado, I believe. He's killed 2 elk with the 6.5 Creedmoor. He shot them with the 127 grain Barnes LRX bullet. Reloading quest. I've heard it's easy to load for. 308 Winchester, been that way for you. Well, congratulations to you on that one, because it has not been my experience That has not been my experience in 308 Winchester. 308 Winchester for me is very similar to, if you go watch Johnny's Reloading Bench, if you go and watch his playlist on 308, my experience with 308 has been very similar to his experience with 308. I've been liking your 30 TC loading. Man, that thing, I'm a huge fan of that cartridge. Big fan of that one. Patrick, have you had any experience with Ruger American Gen 2? I have not. I haven't owned one. Haven't shot one. I have shot and owned maybe 3 or 4 of the Gen 1s. Maybe more than that. I've definitely loaded for more than that of the Gen 1s. And all of those were pretty easy to get to shoot well also, except for the 308 that I had. But outside of that, the 30-06 shot well. I think I had a 270 Winchester at one time. A 6 Creedmoor that just shot lights out. A 223, 450 Bushmaster. I'm trying to remember what else. But yeah, the Gen 1 shot really well for me, but I haven't messed with any of the Gen 2 stuff. Accuracy first. Meredith has several items from me right now. Tika 30-06 converting. Oh yeah, converting to the 6.5 284 Norma. Nice. 3 barrels going on my Terminus action. 2 will be 7 PRCs. 1 will be 300 Wisdom long. Nice. 300 Wisdom. Dolan Tree Farms. I have 1 in 6.5 Grendel. 3/4 inch group. Good stuff. Really having fun. If you guys want to experience something that's easy to load for, you should try 6mm bench rest. I'm assuming that's what BR stands for. It's been even easier than either of those. By far, the struggle is which half-inch group to choose from. Oh, I bet. That's very similar to something like a 6GT. I know a lot of guys that shoot the 6GT and competitively, and it's the same. It's like it's almost mind-numbingly, boringly accurate and precise. It just, here's your stuff, go assemble gun, go use, I think they might use Varget, I can't remember the powder. Go use like the Burger 105 hybrids or whatever they are. Just go use those and then just go shoot. Yeah, it's just going to be lights out. Patrick, I'm thinking of getting it in 708. Love the cartridge. Absolutely. I don't think you'd go wrong with that. Accuracy first in 6.5 284 Norma. I've never ever had any group of shots, even working up, go over half-inch. Dang, nice. It makes me giddy. Yeah, Varget and 105s. Yep, that seems to be the combination for cartridges in that similar sort of class of cartridges, kind of like that 6GT class. That seems to be the go-to combination. Accuracy first. Patrick, 708 is my latest. Love it. Yeah, it's a really, really good option. Really good option. I would buy that over a 308 all day long. I'm a really big 708 fan. Now, unfortunately, the one that I had, the one I bought, it was the Bergara B14, their base model. You guys have heard me say this before, but I was extremely disappointed in that rifle for all the hype that surrounds the Bergara brand, and rightfully so. They make really good barrels, but I got that rifle in 708 and just did not have good performance out of it. But I love that cartridge. James, oh, what's going on, James? First, can't decide if I want Peterson, Lapua, Alpha Brass. So I've had I had Alpha Brass in 308, and the stuff was dynamite. That's the only cartridge I've tried it in, was 308, but it was some awesome stuff. So that's my only experience with it. But I've had all three of those brands, and I don't think you could go wrong with any of them, to be honest with you. Reloading Quest 6mm arc is like that for you. Super easy to load, low recoil. Yeah, 6mm arc, such a cool cartridge too. Big fan of it also. Accuracy first 308's another gold standard. I have too many. I don't have any 308s, and I kind of battle internally where I kind of feel like I need a 308. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I need to get a 308, and I need to have a really, really good shooting 308, right? But every one I've gotten and tried to load for, it hadn't necessarily been a disaster, but it has not been anywhere close to like 6.5 Creedmoor in terms of just how easy it is to get stuff to shoot well. Reloading Quest has an opinion on that brass dilemma. Go with Lapua brass. There's no argument out of me on that choice. I mean, you can go with any of the three, but anybody could pick one of those three, and I'd say, yep, go with that one. What's best powder for 300 Wisdom? I've had good luck with Superformance powder. So I worked up a load for a buddy of mine in his 300 Wisdom. I've only had a little bit of experience with that cartridge, so you just kind of need to take this somewhat with a grain of salt. James, I went with Superformance, and I think it was the Barnes 180 grain tip TSX bullet. I have to go back and double check. In his 300 Wisdom, and Superformance shot really, really well. So I can't remember what other powders I tried, or if I even tried other powders. I think I was pretty dead set on using that particular combination. So let's see. Accuracy first said Reloader 22, Stayball 6.5, Superformance, Reloader 17, IMR 4350, and H 4350. So there's your list of powders. Accuracy first, replied to Reloading Quest. The vast majority of feedback I see to 308 and 708 is Alpha first, then Lapua, then Peterson. Reloading fun. Yeah, I bet the arc is good too. Oh yeah, the arc is super fun to load for. Accuracy first. You need a 308. That's funny. Talked to Meredith. He stated to me 308 all day long. He builds sick, accurate 308s. Oh, I bet. Well, and that's the thing. I'm almost to the point where going down that path of, if I get a 308, it'll probably be just that. It'll be one that I probably have built, right? Because again, I do not have luck with factory 308s. Not like I do other cartridges. Reloading Quest, all I use is 308 Winchester. Oh, all I use for 308 Winchester is Lapua brass and have very good success. Reloading fun. I wonder if Varget works good with the 6 arc also. I can't remember. I don't think I tried Varget in 6 arc. Can't remember that one when I did my testing. There's accuracy first comment about the list of powders. He said all he's ever used in 308's Lapua, also in your custom builds, Federal, and your factory rifles. James Wilson, I got some Superformance. What kind of velocity did you get? I'll have to go back and double check. You could shoot me a message on Instagram if you have that, just so I can try to remember to reply to you, because I'd have to go dig it up and find it. But I know that I could have gotten a lot more than I did, simply because, and the reason for that is I didn't push it. I didn't stomp on it and push it like I could have, mostly because it wasn't my gun, right? I don't do that for other people, not unless it's a really, really good friend of mine or a family member, like somebody that I know extremely well, mostly because of liability reasons. But it's got to be somebody that is like straight up, hey, no, this is the velocity that I must hit, and I understand you're going to be stomping on it to get there, and I'm 100% fine with that. Now, you tell me that, it's like, hey, you blow up my gun, it is what it is. I ain't gonna come crying and expecting you to pay for it. Okay, but that's on you at that point. I've had a couple of instances somewhat similar to what I just described, where the requirements, the performance requirements, I had to really lean into the cartridge to make it happen. But in the case of my buddy's 300 Wisdom, that was not necessarily the case. I didn't have to really lean into it and push it. And I found a really good load. I have to go back and double check. I can't remember what it was. But if you shoot me a message, then I can, then I'll actually remember to respond to you. That's what Reloading Fun had to do. He was trying to send me some targets to use, and I think he had to track me down on Instagram because he had mentioned it a few times in the comments. But yeah, that's a good powder. That should be a good powder for you in 300 Wisdom. 243 Outdoors guy has some videos that he uses Varget and 168 ELD match and has pretty good accuracy. I'm assuming in 308, I bet. Accuracy first. Here you go, 308. Oh yeah, I remember. You're a big ram shot tack guy in 308. Now I believe my brother is also. I think he's had really good luck. That's almost all he uses when he hunts. He's got a Ruger American Gen 1 with a Vortex, I think it's a Vortex Crossfire 2. I think it's their 2-7. I think it's a 2-7 scope that he uses, and I believe he uses Ramshot tack, or it might be IMR 4064, but he's had really good luck with Ramshot tack also. That's another one of those where it's a good powder for 308, but I haven't really had good luck with that powder in 308. Of course, I hadn't really had good luck with any powder in 308, to be honest with you. Reloading Quest, yes, Varget is amazing in 6-arc and Shooter's World Precision. Patrick, that was okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Accuracy first. In my 300 Wisdom, using Super Performance and 150 grain TSX, basically speed of light. Oh, I bet 150 grain. Yeah, that's moving. Reloading Fun. Yeah, I was wondering if I should take a hint. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like another reason why I would like to get a website up and running to where, you could actually contact me through the website, right? So I could just point people like, hey, just go there, click a link, shoot me a note, right? And I can get back to you. Because other than that, you better message me on Instagram. Otherwise, I'm never gonna remember to try to track down comments and try to respond. I'm really bad about that. So, Reloading Fun. Varget and 308 is a go-to powder for F-class guys. Patrick, he uses 43.7 grains of Varget and 308, 168 grain ELD match. Yeah, that's what that weight range, that bullet weight range. You hear a lot of people toss around like 42 to 44 grains, somewhere in that range, is what seems to work really well with like the 168s. Accuracy first. Varget also works well in 30-06. Very accurate but slow. For my custom 308s, I'm using now Vitavori N540 is supposed to be, I think isn't that supposed to be a good 30-06 powder also? Am I thinking of the right Vitavori powder? I feel like it's supposed to be a good 30-06 powder. Lapua Brass 210 match primers, which hopefully everyone is able to find primers. Seems like they're popping up everywhere online now. So I've never used Vitavori powder in 30-06. I've got a buddy that I kind of helped him get into reloading, and he was loading for 30-06, and I want to say he used Vitavori N540. Maybe. Could be wrong. Midway has federal primers now. Yeah, I was in Cabela's the other day. They had a lot of primers. excuse me, nothing large rifle or large rifle magnum, but anything pistol you wanted, anything small rifle you wanted. They had a lot of powder sitting on the shelf, and they'll probably keep sitting on the shelf if they're going to charge, you know, anywhere from $60 to $75 a pound for it. I'd have to check Vitavore load site. Yeah, it's I want to say he used that in 30-06. I could be wrong though. Accuracy first. I think I'm finally okay on primers until at least 29. Wait, not VD. Yeah. No. You're, dude. I'm serious. It's accuracy first armory. Okay, like that's what your name should be. Like insane. And it is funny though when I talk to people, like when they, you know, talking to people at work or like when I travel or whatever, and people find out I'm into guns and I like to reload, and because I can talk about that stuff all day long, and they're like, oh man, you probably got like 20, 30 guns. Nah, I've got like 4. I got 2 6.5s. Now I've got 2 6.5s, 30 TC, 270 Winchester. That's it. I'm trying to think. 300 Blackout. I've got 5. I've got a muzzle loader, but you know, it's a muzzle loader. So, and then of course I have a barrel that we're trying to figure out what, you know, what action that's going to go on. Brother, if I took a pic of all the rifles in one spare bedroom, you'd shake your head. Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe it. Yeah. Right now I'm trying to determine, or not determine, but decide. I'm like, do I just want to buy a donor rifle, you know, like a Remington 700 or another Tikka or something like that? Or do I want to get something completely different brand, different anything, not as a donor rifle, but just get a factory rifle chambered in a cartridge that is really intriguing to me, right? Kind of messing around with that thought process also. Vitavore powder is what the US FTR team uses. It's good stuff. And you might as well buy Vitavore now because it's, in a lot of cases, it's cheaper. It's cheaper or the same price as any of the other powder you can buy. And it's like some of the best powder you can buy. So you might as well buy that and call it a day. Patrick, my wife keeps telling me I can't get another gun until I get another safe. Somehow there seems to be another one showing. Yeah, exactly. There's more room in the safe. It's amazing. It's incredible. Accuracy first, you can buy a donor Rim 700 for 400. Will cost another 200 to blueprint. Cogger maybe? Kager? Actions is right next door to you. In Georgia, they usually have Actions in stock. Yeah, that's the thing now. It's like I'm trying to figure out which route do I want to go. Do I want to go with just a custom action? Do I want to go that route? So, or do I want to go donor route, like you're saying, you know, donor route, have it blueprinted and all the ignition stuff taken care of? Like, do I want to go that route? A lot of decisions that have to be made. Custom action, minimum around 800. Yep, and I've been looking at a lot of them lately, so. Can't decide. My latest 280 Ackley is on a Trude 700 action. No regrets. Yeah, I don't think I'd have any regrets on going the donor route and then having somebody do all the whiz bang high speed stuff to it. I don't think I'd have any regrets going that route. Because I mean, even going the custom route, like if you watch, of course, Eric Cortina and all those guys, even the custom route, there's still some issues that you can find on those and stuff that obviously that's why he's releasing the products he's releasing is to fix stuff that is wrong. I say wrong, stuff that could be better on even custom actions. So regardless what action you use, just get a good cut rifle barrel. Yeah, that seems to be if you're going to build a gun, it seems to be the recommendation is to go with cut rifled. He has a top tier cut rifle barrel. I sure do. Sure do. I was actually looking at it today, uh, and thinking more about the build process and what I would build. It's a 280 Ackley, but in terms of trying to look at the entire package, right? Like what scope would I want to put on it? What, all of that, right? The stock, I'm fairly certain on the stock, the AG Composites stock. I think I've practically narrowed it down to that. James, I've used Howa actions and they're very good. Yep, I've seen some of those barreled actions too. And you can get, I mean, talk about a donor, action. You can go find, what is it? The Howa 1500s. You can find them $350. So slightly cheaper than a Remington. Get that and move out. Patrick talking about Bergara B14. Mine is in 308. I want to put it in another chassis. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Accuracy first because it's a 9 twist. I would not go. No, I'm not gonna. I'm doing that. Yeah, exactly. To your point. In the barrel that I have, will be a 280 Ackley. I would also eventually like to build probably a 7 SAUM. I've already had a 7 Wisdom, so maybe like a 7 SAUM also. Again, these are cartridges that intrigue me and I would like to load for. So the barrel I have now is set aside strictly for a 280 Ackley project. So that's what that barrel will go for. But yeah, if I do a different 7 like a SAUM or a Wisdom, it'll be with a different barrel and it'll be a 1 in 8 twist. Reloading fun. I use Untrue Remington 700s on my F-class gun. Accuracy is competitive out to 1,000 yards. The only reasons the rifles don't win is because of me. There you go. Do you want an 8 twist 4 groove 7 barrel? I mean, well, yeah. I at least want one. I would really like to build a 7 SAUM. I'm a big fan of what that cartridge is looking like ballistically. So you have some, yeah, I know you've got inventory. That always cracks me up. Accuracy first has in stock inventory. I think I have 2 7mm 4 groove 8 twist barrels on hand. Okay. Yep. I'll take one of them off your hands. It needs to be a cash transaction, so you let me know when you're back down here. I've got the cash in the pocket. James, I had a 300 Weatherby built with that action. Wait, Bill. Wait, James, where are you at? What action? Oh, how? Okay, I was trying to. Now I'm tracking. Okay, I had a 300 Weatherby built with that action, with a wavy fluted Hart barrel, Macmillan stock, Timney, comp trigger, tack driver for 1500. Yeah, I mean it's definitely that would be elk medicine all day long. 300 Weatherby. Good night. I'm either coming to Bama next weekend or 2 weeks after that. What's next weekend? Next weekend. Okay, next weekend. Ooh. Next weekend would be super tough. I might, because I gotta go. I gotta go back out of town. That's the problem, right? That would be the kind of big hold up there. We're gonna be slammed next weekend, and on top of that, I gotta travel next Sunday. So if it's 2 weekends out, if you are coming down, yeah, that would definitely be a better situation. But yeah, just let me know. Even next weekend, if you're able to come down next weekend, I might be able to break free. You've responded to you, James. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's for $1,500 to get a Hart barrel, Macmillan stock, and a Timney trigger, and have it all built. Like that's no, not 2 weeks out. 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks from next weekend. Okay, you've got to work Friday, September. Okay. Tracking now. Okay, that's fine then. Yep. 2 weeks from next weekend is yep, sounds good. Sounds good. Because I don't really think I have anything lined up after my trip coming up. Not next week, but the week after. Once I get back from that trip, I don't think I get anything lined up. So I'll be home for at least maybe a month after that. But yeah, the sevens, I'm a really big fan of 7mm. So the 280 Ackley, we've already got a barrel for that. 7 Som is one I would like to dive off into. I think that would be a super fun cartridge to reload for. And then after that, it's I don't know where I would go. I don't know if I would go the 30 cal route, because I already love my 30 TC, and that thing just, man, it shoots really well. So I don't know where I would go from there. So yeah, I would probably use ADG brass on that Som. I think Nosler makes some, maybe. But yeah, that was probably the route I was thinking about going, was probably ADG, because I've never tried their brass, and so give that a try, see how it does. But I'm probably about to call it a day. Practice is just about over. So why not skip the 7 Som, go 7 PRCW? Lots of Lapua brass options for that. I could do that as well. Yeah, I could do that. It's another 7 option. A lot to think about. So, but yeah, I think we're going to call it done here. Tonight's live stream, not as long as some of the ones we've done recently, but you know, just wanted to jump on here. Mr. Big Guns has 200 pieces of 6.5, I'm guessing 6.5 PRC brass. Yeah, I've got to get over there. That was another thing. I meant to stop by there today. I had to run a couple errands, but ran out of time, couldn't get over there. So I'm gonna try to go stop by maybe Monday, see what all they got. After building 7 ARs, I've wanted to try a bolt action build, but too many questions I need to figure out. Well, Accuracy First is the guy that can answer probably every question you have, because he has built a ton of rifles. So, but that's where we're going to leave it, guys. I got to call it quits because it's about time to head out of here. Get home, figure out what's for dinner. So, hope all you guys enjoy your weekend. Hope you have a blessed weekend. Go check out the video that I just posted a few hours ago now at this point, and give me some feedback in the comment section on that one. Let me know what cartridge specifically. Hey Vanessa, what cartridge you would choose on an elk hunt, because it is feeding a decision that will be made in the future on what I end up taking on the elk hunt. So I plan on going on one. It's, again, years out, you know, in terms of planning, but I've started the process of at least thinking about, hey, I would like to go do this at some point in time. What cartridge would I choose? And then go from there. So hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. I know I have. I really appreciate everybody joining, all the good comments back and forth. So we'll catch y'all next time.